Hi everyone, it's Jo here and I love to read. Today I'm going to be doing what probably will be my final ever KonMari of my TBR to be read shelf here. If you've been following me for a while or subscribed to me for a while, you'll know that one of my biggest goals has been to get my TBR down to 0. I want to be able to walk into a bookshelf or order something off the internet and get it in the mail, and I want, the plant is going to annoy me, isn't it? One of my biggest goals is that I want to be able to purchase a book and read it that afternoon when I'm excited about it, and I feel like that goal is definitely still going to be achieved by June 2021. Totally confident about this. This KonMari Unhaul today is not about just getting rid of my to be read pile. It's not about getting rid of things that I don't want to read. It's mainly actually has been inspired by my recent reading slump. So I'll leave a link up here to the reading blog where I talk a bit about that. But my recent reading slump has been really difficult for me, and it's actually made me view some of the series that I had intended to finish in a bit of a negative light. And I just feel so pressured because I own the next book in the series to read it, when I may decide to pick up this one series that I'm thinking of that I know that I'm gonna unhaul already. I may pick it up one day and I may try and finish it. But at the moment, it's just too much pressure and I'm feeling too pressured to do it. Also, I just want to say, I just forgot what t-shirt I'm wearing. I love Harry Potter. I will continue to read and watch Harry Potter, but I do not support J.K. Rowling's views. But I'm feeling so much pressure from some series that I just want to go through, and because of my, and for a while there after my reading slump, I mean, I'm still in the outer phases of it at the moment, but I was just feeling like nothing on my TBR was really making me happy, and I actually had to read an old favourite to be able to remind my brain that I actually do enjoy reading. But that's making me reevaluate things again, and some of the series that I read that got me into the slump, I'm potentially thinking about unhauling them. So I'm going to actually do a proper KonMari again. I'm going to take off, so it's only this shelf here, but I'm going to take everything off. I'm going to look at it with you guys and we're going to see what my shelf looks like at the end of this, and then I'm going to have such a fresh shelf going into 2020 in the next month and a half. Suspense fiction writing, which isn't actually on my TBR yet because my dad actually just purchased this when he was on holiday. Mum and Dad went into all these op shops in the different towns that they went to, and Dad saw this book and thought of me. Even though I'm not actively writing a lot at the moment, it is something that I intend to get back to, so I do want to keep this one and read it. I don't know if I'm going to be putting it on my actual TBR though, but I feel like just based on how my brain is, I will, because I want to have the satisfaction of knowing I have read every book that I own. So that one we can keep on the keep pile. So we've got The High Lord by Trudy Canavan, the third book in the Black Magician trilogy. I will keep this one. The second book I did power through recently, and it was probably the start-ish of my slump. If I had read a really interesting book, so the second book, The Novice, was pretty slow, even though I did enjoy a lot of it. The pacing was, I didn't enjoy it, like, I enjoy the story and the characters and I want to see what happens to the main character, but the pacing was so off that it made it a bit difficult. But I powered through, and if I had have read a really good book that worked with me after that, I don't think I would have gotten to the slump, but I did, which sucked. But I'm going to keep this, but it is going to be kind of like a placeholder because I'm going to get it in the edition that I want, and if you've seen my other videos, you're probably going to be a bit confused because I was just accepted this one, but something came in the mail that I didn't expect, and I will talk about that more in my next. But I have this on my, I can go into more detail in my book haul, but basically I ordered the second book, and this is the third book, and I ordered the second book and in the hardcover that I wanted, and it didn't arrive, so I thought it was lost in the mail, got my refund and everything like that. And then I purchased the trilogy in the editions that I wanted in the hardback, and they came in the paperback, so I was really disappointed. But then literally a couple of days ago, I opened the mail and here was the hardback of the second book, finally arrived. So I want to purchase the third book to have in the hardback now when I've spent so much money on these books. And I don't even know if I'm gonna like, if the third, oh man, I don't know what I want to do. I don't know. I'm gonna keep this. I'll probably read it before the end of the year. But I don't know what cover I'm gonna be doing it in. Okay. Assassin's Apprentice by Robin Hobb. I don't know, because I was supposed to be reading this because my younger sister Steph picked this one for me to read, but then I went into my slump and I'm scared to pick this up because I've heard that it's boring. So what I'm going to do over the weekend or the next couple of days or something is I'm going to try a chapter challenge, and I'm going to then do a little clip after this, and it'll probably be inserted here as to whether I'm going to keep this or not. So I'm going to put that to the side. Hi guys! Do you like my Christmas tree? I don't know what to cover. I read 10 pages of Assassin's Apprentice, which isn't quite the first chapter, but it was enough for me to know that so far I'm actually enjoying Robin Hobb's writing style, and I've actually decided to make this my current read because I finished a book last night. I'm still feeling a bit, I have like this feeling in like my gut that I'm not going to enjoy this, but I also feel like it's a lot of negative thoughts that opinions that I've heard from other people, so hopefully I'll enjoy it. And like I said, at the most part, even though I'm not very far through, I'm not bored or anything like that. Her writing style is really easy to read, so fingers crossed I enjoy this. And we've got Sword Art Online, Alicization Beginning, which is number 9, and Alicization Running, which is number 8. These ones I'm definitely keeping because they're quick and easy, and I don't know why I didn't pick them up when I was in my slump. The Good Luck Girls by Charlotte Nicole Davis. I'm going to keep this one. I'm still really interested in that. Still interested in An Ordinary Man. Book 3, The Icebound Land, and Book 5, The Sorcerer in the North of John Flanagan. I actually need to ask for the 4th book. Maybe for like Christmas or a birthday or something like that. So I'm definitely keeping them because they're still interesting. Extravaganza, City of Swords by Mary Hoffman. I'm going to keep this one. I'm interested in reading that one too. Distance Runner, Cindy's Last Hope, and Legacy's Gift, which are all in the Thoroughbred series. I'm going to keep that. God, I've only got 3 Thoroughbred books left. Wow, 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 wow. Okay. Redemption in Indigo by Karen Lord. Yes, I'm still interested in this. Now, finally, my first unhaul. A Feast for Crows, George R.R. Martin. And the one that I'm currently reading at the moment, I'm gonna DNF and unhaul it. Rip the band-aid off. This is the series that I was talking about, where I'm probably gonna finish it one day. I really think I will. Unfortunately, I picked it up when I was mid-slump, or a quarter of the way through my slump, and I didn't realise it. And it's a hard book to get through. They're not always the most engaging book, but ever since the first volume of the 3rd book, which is the first part of this one, I have been really interested and really reinvested again. I think I'm going to finish the series. It's just that having the guilt of not only finishing this one, but then also being able to finish this one by June next year is just too much. I don't want to power through them and not enjoy them. I feel like I'm someone who likes to take big breaks. I don't like to marathon this series, especially with something like this. And I have read this series quicker than anything else. And as much as it sucks that potentially I'll have to repurchase these, but I got them for free off my mum anyways. Thanks, Mum. I am just going to take the pressure off this and I'm going to unhaul them. So they're the first ones to actually go. Victorian Reader's 8th book, which is by the Victorian Education Department, which is a straight in Victoria. I'm still going to read this. This was one of my grandpa's school books in 8th form, so I'm going to read it, and I think it'll be interesting. So I'm still into that. I'm unhauling. Yeah, I'm going to unhaul. What kind of pains me or made the decision hard with this is because I loved Outlander, the 1st books, also known as Cross Stitch. I loved it so much. I loved the romance between them. But the second book was probably one of my least favourite books that I've ever read, because it just felt like it's going nowhere. And as much as the start of this third book has been really interesting, it still feels like now that this first like quarter is over, which I'm not going to say because it's going to spoil it for people, but now that's over, I just feel like I don't know where the story's going. And with a book so big, and I was also listening to it on audio, it just kind of feels like I'm stumbling around in the dark. And again, it's such a big book. Trying not to judge things by their cover, but I'm not keen. I may pick this up again, or I may just keep the first book, and maybe I'll reread the first book and then decide to pick this up and try and finish this, because I'm only a bit of the way through it. But I'm just not, I don't want the pressure. I don't want the pressure. Yeah. So that's it. And then I've got two Trudy Canavans, which is The Ambassador's Mission and The Magician's Apprentice. What I do want to check with these, so I've got my laptop, is I want to see what cover this is in, because if I can find, even though this is pretty cute, if I can find another cover that I like even better, so where's that for Trudy, I will probably get rid of this, because what are you going to see me be so fussy next year when I can actually buy books again? Because I'm going to be so fussy, like, with my money and stuff. I'm going to probably spend, I don't know, because I haven't had to actively buy books again in a while, though I'm actually, as much as it kind of upset me over my slump to only be finishing like one book a month, I'm okay with that. And with having all these different hobbies that I'm really enjoying, like, discovering as well, like, I still feel like a booktuber, even though I haven't been prioritizing that, but I think that's because of my slump. But I don't think it would upset me if I decided, or if my average went down to one book a month. So if I want to spend like $50 to get a particular edition shipped from overseas, then that's okay. I hope to not spend that much. I hope to buy a lot of secondhand books to support like my sustainability views on the world, but I'm going to be really fussy with what. So let's just have a look and go, see, don't they just look, oh, probably can't, I'll insert, don't they look gorgeous as a hardback? I feel like I've just talked myself into it. Okay, let's go into Abe Books. Tip I learned with Abe Books, if you haven't seen my book haul fail video, I'll leave it up below, at the top, is always ask if you're getting a hardcover. Always message the seller if it doesn't specifically say in the description whether it comes with the jacket or not, because a lot of them sell them really cheaply on Abe Books without the jacket. And some sellers won't actually look for you, so I always ask, and if they don't look, then it's like, maybe I don't want to buy it. There's one. Right there. By Rock Solid Books. Orbit 2010, hardcover, condition as new, dust jack, condition as new, first edition, first printing. And then the next one has got dust jacket, condition, new, fine, yes, okay. Alright, that makes the decision for me. I'm going to unhaul this one. I'm not going to buy it again until I've read the rest of the Trudies. White is annoying. Yeah. This is the one that I actually fell in love with because it fascinated me more. So I'm actually excited to read this one. And the last book is Harry Potter History and Magic, and I'm keeping this one as well. And I do want to read it. I'm annoyed at JK, and I still haven't done my video about it. So, but I feel like I might start this soon and just read it like slowly. After that long Google search, thanks for humouring me, guys, I have, ooh, wow, this is a big pile. I have unhauled 4 of the chunkiest books. I am going to try a chapter or 20 pages of Assassin's Apprentice. And then I am keeping 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11, 12, 13, 14, 15, 16. Yes, yeah. Cool. Alright, let's put these buddies back on their shelf and make them look pretty in the process. Oh my god, oh my god, oh my god. Getting rid of those big books makes it look so small. Yeah, it's history magic. Look at it. Oh my god. Oh my gosh. That's so tiny. Man. Okay. Thanks everyone so much for watching. I've hoped you've enjoyed this kind of chaotic KonMari, but there wasn't a lot. I didn't want to get rid of a lot. It's just some of the bigger, scarier books, but I don't even care that they're big. I don't care that they're big, just that does make it harder to slog through them when I'm not enjoying them. But if I was enjoying them, then I would finish them. So, those are my thoughts. Thanks so much for hanging with me, and I'll catch you all again next time. Bye! Look how tiny. Oh my